making these incredible apple twists. Seriously, you won't even believe you made this yourself. It feels like you're in some fancy bakery having a Danish pastry, and they're easy. I have simplified my Boolkes dough even further. And watch out for two hacks. One is how to rise and chill the dough quickly, and the other is a shortcut for the apple filling. So I hope you love them as much as we do. Let's get to it. To the bowl of your stand mixer, add ½ cup 113 grams unsalted butter, melted and cooled, 1/3 cup 63 grams of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 large eggs at room temperature lightly beaten with a fork, 3/4 cup 183 grams of whole milk, lukewarm, 3½ cups 420 grams unbleached bread flour or unbleached all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons instant yeast. Mix with a paddle attachment on low speed until well combined. Scrape the paddle in the bowl. Switch to the dough hook and knead for about 10 minutes. Add 1 tablespoon of extra flour, a little bit at a time, until the dough starts to pull away from the sides. After 5 minutes, turn the dough over. The dough should be tacky but not sticky. It's not sticking to my hands, so the dough is doing correct. Check the dough with a window pane test. Break off a piece of dough and try to stretch it between your fingers. If it tears, it's not ready. If you can see light without it tearing, that looks ready to me, but we're just going to finish it off by hand to feel the dough. Turn it out onto a lightly floured counter. That dough feels soft, supple, silky. Press the dough into a 9 by 13 inch baking dish that has been lightly sprayed or oiled. Press it out as thin as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Or if you don't have a baking dish, you can just form it into a ball and place it in a large bowl that has been oiled. This is a great way to save time because the dough is going to rise and chill faster. Cover, set it in a warmish spot for 30 to 60 minutes until it starts to puff up and is not quite doubled in size. Refrigerate the dough for at least 2 hours or up to 24. The longer the better, because a slow cold rise develops flavor and cold dough is much easier to work with. For the filling, stir 1/3 cup 76 grams unsalted butter room temperature until very soft. Add ½ cup 100 grams of sugar, 2 tablespoons ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of flour, pinch of salt. Mash and stir to form a smooth paste. Cover and set aside. Once the dough is thoroughly chilled, turn the dough out onto your lightly floured counter. If it sticks to the dish, just nudge it out a little bit. Make sure you spray the dish really well. Flour your board well so your dough doesn't stick. Flour the top of the dough. Roll the dough into a square about 16 inches tall by 16 inches wide. Moving the dough, lifting it up, checking the thickness. Stretch out the corners to make sure they're even. Make sure no part of it is sticking. This part is sticking, so I'm going to put some more flour under here. Mark the dough roughly into thirds vertically. Using an offset spatula, spread the cinnamon filling over 2/3 of the dough. Cut your apple filling into smaller pieces. Discard some of that jelly. Make sure all of your apple pieces are small enough. You don't want them to pop out of the dough. Don't be tempted to add too much filling or they will be very unruly. You'll use most of the apples but leave behind a good amount of goo. Fold the right third over the middle and swiftly and with confidence the left third over that. Press it down to squish it a bit. Get rid of any extra flour that's on your board. Lift up the dough. Rotate the dough. Roll down on it gently to lengthen a little so you get more strips. From the ends, I'm using a knife this time. Make sure to slide something under your dough if you're doing it on the counter. Cut through the middle and then just eyeball that and do it in half. Cut into 16 strips, just over 1 inch wide, almost 8 inches tall. Take a piece of dough, twist it on the counter. And then roll it around itself like a snail. Tuck in any pieces of apple that pop out. And then just tuck that cute little tail underneath. The syrup from the apples will help the dough to stick together, so you don't need to squeeze those ends. Clean your hands, wipe your board. Twist your dough. Wind it around itself on your board. Tuck in any little pieces of apple that pop out. Tuck that little tail underneath. Place it at least 2 inches apart on the baking sheet. If any piece of dough comes out or apples come out, just tuck them back in. And somehow, whatever you do, they still turn out gorgeous. Hopefully you'll write to me and tell me that's true. Place 8 per baking sheet, at least 2 inches apart. They will rise and grow quite a bit. Just pat them into shape, make sure nothing's sticking out. Cover loosely with plastic wrap and place in a warmish spot for 45 to 60 minutes until nice and puffy. Brush the buns all over with egg wash, which is 1 egg mixed with 2 teaspoons of water, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of sugar, which will make that mixture really smooth. Make sure to get in all those nooks and crannies. They're going to be really brown and shiny. Sprinkle all over with sugar, about a tablespoon for all of the buns. Bake in a preheated oven at 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for 15 to 18 minutes until nice and golden brown all over and not squishy or doughy in the middle. Rotate the pan after 10 minutes for even browning. These babies are hot, hot, hot out of the oven, and they're just going to cool until they're warmish or completely cool. I don't even know which one to try. They all look so gorgeous. Pulls apart easily. Oh, look at that. Let's have a bite. That is unbelievable. Perfectly cinnamony, but not too sweet. I can taste the apples. The syrup from the apples is like caramelized on the bottom. It's fluffy. It is absolutely delicious. You have to make them, guys. These are giving my Cinnamon Buns twist a serious run for their money. So if you haven't tried that recipe yet, the link is down below. You'll find all my recipes on ornabakes.com. I'd love to hear which one is your favorite. Please like, subscribe, and share this recipe with all your friends. And thank you so much for watching.